It's showtime.
Okay guys, welcome back. You are watching the SCPL. My name is KuH. Joining me is Rapid just below me. And we are in Net Wars versus Red semi-final A of the SCPL Round 2.
That's right, KuH. We are really kind of heating up here as the score was 2-0 and it was almost a Net Wars victory, but then KuH brought it back. So really Red kind of doing what they do best, and that is even if they take early losses, their solid players always come through for them, and KuH really did deliver in a very long macro game. So, we'll see if they can bring it back, tie up the series, and take us to an ace match. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but certainly there's very strong rosters on both sides, and that might lead me to give a slight edge towards Net Wars.
Yeah, I mean, we're about to introduce the next couple of players, but there is something that, I guess we'll have to see when they come up on the screen, but to take this back, say, a year ago for the Foreign Brood War scene, if you were to look at this matchup, you would say, no, there's no way the other player's going to win. Like, this is just guaranteed for one guy. But his opponent has been doing pretty good recently, so let's just quickly bring up the overlay and let's show who is going to be playing here for both of our teams as we head into the fourth and possibly final match between Net Wars and Red here in this best of 5. So here we go. Okay, you're not supposed to see that side, but either way, for Net Wars we are going to have Bonyth. I'll start with Net Wars this time, I guess. I had them in my brain, but Bonyth, an insane Protoss player. He did quit Brood War recently to go play Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I think he actually won a tournament in that game as well. Like, he is a crazy, crazy good Protoss player. He played one game, well, he was set to play one game last round for SK Alpha, but he did actually give a walkover because he didn't show up. But he came back in the second round. He's playing for Net Wars. He did win his previous game, and he is going to be here again in his best matchup, without a doubt. It's Bonyth, and his opponent for Red going to be a rather... He's kind of an old school player, not the most old school, but he's doing an incredibly good job in round 2. Did a great job in round 1 as well. He is 3 for 1 against Protoss, so this is his best matchup as well. And we could be heading into an insane matchup here.
It's KuH, by the way. Yeah, that's the
KuH,
player
sorry.
for Red. I mean, I guess people can read, but just in case you are illiterate, that's what it says on the screen. So the biggest thing to watch out for here is whether or not KuH's experience here on this map pool, playing in this league, trumps Bonyth's just godlike skill. This guy is a monster. He's one of my favorite players to watch stream. He's just so talented. So I don't want to hype him up too much because I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, he's a badass. So is KuH, though. I mean, he's had a great performance this season as well. 5-0 is 5-0 regardless. So, yeah, gotta say, very impressed with both players' performance this in this round. And I mean, I want to see if Bonyth can pull it off and give Net Wars the win.
Yeah, and just to answer a question from Tupac in the audience, there's a reason why KuH has a 100% win rate, but a 75% win rate against Protoss. The race stats take into account the entire SDPL, and the win ratio is just for this round. So, kind of crazy. I can't even begin to count the amount of finals I saw between Bonyth and True Touch and Bonyth and Eon Zerg last year when I was casting with Sail and everything. So, pretty crazy game, pretty crazy matchup, and they're going to be heading on to, I mean, I guess the most standard matchup in this round. It is one of the ladder maps now, the KSL map. It's Neo Aztec. Did spawn from the 2011 Gyeongnam STX Masters Cup. We are currently 4 for 3 in favor of Zerg on this Jungle World map, but it's going to be up to Bonyth here to even that out. He is going to be up against a very strong Zerg player in KuH, but can they do it? Let's find out. And as we move on to our game here between Red's KuH versus Net Wars Bonyth. And here we go, starting us over here in the bottom left 8 o'clock position. We do have the Teal Protoss fighting for Net Wars. It's going to be Bonyth.
Oh, and his opponent is KuH, our red Zerg player.
You know, obviously ZVP, a very dynamic matchup. Lots of options for both players to really go for. We could see Bonyth go for a Forge of Hearts expand, he could go for a Gateway expand, could go for a 2-gate. And I mean, Bonyth is one man who is very well known for going for one base plays against Zerg as well. So we could see anything from him. Now, KuH has had some very high profile wins in the SCPL. As someone pointed out in chat, he did beat Famasi from White Clan, and he beat Dragon from Naz as well. And that was one of the games that got Red into the playoffs. Both of them, actually, they were very, very important games for Red. So, gonna be a crazy game here.
That's right, Kix, and that's because there's an Overlord in production and nothing else. Well, now there's a Gateway. Man, we're just really kicking this off. Oh my god. It is a forward Gateway, so, you know, this will be a little bit aggressive, and every once in a while you can stick your Zealots in places, you know, where the Zerg does not want them. And by that I mean behind the mineral lines, of course.
Yeah, now, obviously you say it's a forward gateway, but that is going to help him wall off a little bit later. He's going to be able to put the Forge next to the Bones. But still, fairly slow starts from both players, but we do have a spawning pool coming in here for KuH. He's not going to go for a 12 hatch. He is going to go for link speed and gas and link speed to start us off here.
I mean, it was on 12, so it's not super aggressive, but the idea is that, yeah, you know, you're going to have a lot of lings out. They will kind of beat everything. I mean, they won't be able to fight straight up against Zealots, but it's not like this is a 2-gate. So, yeah, that'll give Zerg map control and map pressure for a while.
Yeah, obviously map pressure very, very important in PvZ. You want to keep as much pressure on the Zerg as humanly possible to stop them building an insane number of drones, to stop them teching up super quickly. Obviously link speed really going to start to help out against this. Now KuH could obviously go full layer off of 2 hatcheries, but that's very, very unlikely.
Yeah, I mean, if he does that, then he is just, it's not all in, but like, yeah, you're really sacrificing at that point. So I don't think that's what we're going to see, but yeah, let's just kind of wait and give it the old wait and see.
There's the link speed. Now, the important thing for Bonyth is he has his drone alive, or his probe alive still in the base. One of the things Bonyth was known for back when he was at the peak of Foreign Brood War, sort of at the end of 2017, mid to end of 2017. He's a very, very strong player. Now we are going to have link speed. Now this could bubble out of control very, very quickly. Bonyth known for his Zealot micro as well, but his Zealot caught completely off guard, and there's not actually anything back here to defend.
Oh no! Oh no, this is gonna go from bad to worse. Oh
yeah.
No, this is actually terrible. So he needs to pull the probes. He needs to target down the, or not target down the pylon, because obviously it's a big commitment. But like the probe pull, is it actually enough? He's gonna actually lose a couple of probes right now. The Nexus is about to complete. If he can start to maybe focus that down, or I don't know, get
well, this is a good micro.
Zerglings out of there. Yeah, the control is actually really good on these Zerglings, and the Zealots, more importantly, have survived all the way up until now. He actually keeps that last one alive somehow on life support.
Yeah, now somehow against all of those lings, he lost about 1 probe. He's got 4 speedlings in his main. Now he's going to lose another couple of probes at least, but he's alive. He's not dead. Now a lot of lesser Protoss players would die to that. So that's
and this is all in, by the way. Yeah, this is absolutely all in. You are really just going for it at this point. You're streaming lings across the map, trying to bust through, and you know there's no cannon up. So as long as that's the case, there's still the potential to come back from this. But oh my God, how do those lings get through there? These are coated in butter.
He threaded the needle right there to get those lings in. Now he is going to get another link into the base. Huge thank you for the host, Red Warrior. Good to see you back. He is the captain of Red, so not sure what he's been up to, but he's not been watching his team, so shame on him. But here we go. Looks like we're actually going to have the cannon finishing up. There are another load of lings in the main. Gonna get a couple of extra probes, but Bonyth's control has been absolutely immaculate so far.
This is where the damage really comes through. Now, he's not controlling the lanes in the main, unfortunately, but he does get a couple of probe kills. His opponent is on 2 bases, so he will be able to, remake probes, but he's not actually building probes out of his natural nexus. So, oh, there he is. Finally starts him up again. So the hold here has been tenuous at best, but it is a hold for Bonyth. He is able to get that wall up. He's got a cannon down there, and so the Protoss race survives to see another day. And behind this, KuH will try to macro out of it, but I don't know if that's necessarily going to be very easy. He also has a bad rally point on a couple of his drones, so going on an adventure.
Somehow he keeps threading links into this base, and I really don't know how he's doing it, but really, really great control by Bonyth, keeping him alive. Now, obviously, a very strong follow-up to this is what we're going to see here in KuH's base. He's going for the Hydralisk Den. He has... how many drones in the main? I really want it to be 9. It's going to be 9 drones in the main. He's going to go up to 5 drones in the natural. And currently 1 drone in the third. So is this going to be a fabled 973? We've spoken about it a couple of times today. But are we going to see it here? Or are we going to see a more sort of standard play coming off the back of this? KuH is going to be in a very difficult situation.
I would be surprised if it's 973. We are seeing the Hydra upgrades come through, though, so anything could truly happen here. Let's see how many do we have down here. We've got 4, 5, 6, 7, and yeah, wow. I think you might actually have called it correctly, Kix. Although there's 4 drones. There's 4 drones at the third base, so.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, KuH, but you're gonna have to kill. You're gonna have to kill one. That's just how it's gonna be. He's gonna
just put it near the minerals and have it not mine.
Yeah, that also counts, but I mean, Bonyth is in a great spot now. He hasn't taken that much damage. He's gonna have +1 finishing up for his Zealots. Eventually here is Forge, obviously a little bit delayed. No, he hasn't even started +1, so that's a miscall on my part, but Bonyth has a lot of Zealots. He's moving across the map. And all
I love
really
also
has to defend is like a couple of Hydralisks, so this could be kind of dangerous.
Yeah, he's also starting a second wall, a cannon at his wall. So behind this, he is just trying to hang on. Now this is, good damage from quite a few Hydras that have popped out. But I mean, Zealots are just monster lords. I mean, these guys are the chupacabras of the night. They just do not die. And so picking up Hydra. Yeah, Hydra after Hydra going down here. This is a lot of damage.
Yeah, now the difference is that KuH, usually when we see Hydras fall back like this, they continue attacking. But KuH just literally ran away. He didn't stop to fire, and this is going to really amplify the attack value of these Zealots here. Now, a lot of the Hydras have gone down, and this was a follow-up all in, and unfortunately, with all of these units going down, there's not really going to be too much that KuH can do now.
Oh, he needs some of his probes. Oh no, or his drones, rather. This is just going to be drone genocide. He can drill these 2 Zealots to take them out, but realistically, yeah, exactly like you were saying. He was going to go all in with that, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, and it didn't work out because of this counter pressure by Bonyth. KuH was just not ready for this. Now, Bonyth used to be very, very proud of his Zealot micro. We saw him kill a lot of Zergs, especially Eon Zerg and True Touch with Zealot DTs and everything like that. I mean, back home we have the Stargate done. We have the Templar Archives coming in as well, so Bonyth is just in an insane position. You can see he's adding on 3 cannons behind this, 6 cannons and his natural, and that's all he really needs to do. He just needs to stay alive. And I mean, I think he took your advice about keeping the drone not mining a little bit too literally. There was 2 drones not mining his third for a while. But there we go, we're going to have the Hydras moving in. They're not going to be able to really find any damage.
Yeah, realistically, that is not gonna work, man. So, wow, that's a really big hold, or at least it will be. There's just too many cannons and even some units up there. He might lose his gateway and his forge, but this is just gonna be pretty rock solid. And keep in mind, behind this there is DT tech.
Yeah, and DT tech going to be very, very strong. The Corsairs can push away the Overlords. The only Overlord anywhere near this is actually about to run into a Corsair. And I mean, as soon as the DT gets up here, what is KuH going to be able to do? He doesn't have any Sunkens or anything back at home. He's going to try and add on his extra couple of hatcheries. He's going to try and take this into a macro game, but he is in a very, very bad position to do this. Now, he is going to deny the Forge. It's going to block any upgrades for at least the time being, so that's going to be a little bit of a win for him. But he's going to be up against Storm, up against 4 to 5 gateways worth of unit production. And there is another Forge.
I'm kind of curious why Bonyth didn't just go for a DT to kill off all these Hydras. You can actually even, the 200 IQ play is you run a DT behind, hold position it on this ramp behind the Hydras, and then when they try to run down, they glitch out and they all die.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's not going for that. Either way, the supply block is real for KuH. He's lost 5 Overlords so far. He's gonna lose a 6th and 7th here, so... yeah, there we go. Pop goes to the Overlord, and wow, this is a lot of damage to be done.
Yeah, and I mean, KuH is going to try and bring back his Hydralis, but he is so far behind at this moment. Now, we saw Zero come back from a position like this. He obviously did lose the game eventually, but maybe KuH can make something happen. Bonyth is going to be sat back for a while. He spent a lot of money on cannons. This wasn't an all-in by KuH. Obviously, his drone count was a lot lower earlier on because of the Zerglings, but he's saturated his bases fairly well. Now, obviously, losing all of those Overlords is a lot of minerals that you need to use to get back. But obviously, these Corsairs, other than that, not really doing too much else. They're getting a lot of Overlord kills, and that's about it.
Well, I mean, that is still something, Kix.
Yeah.
It's not like they're actually killing things, but yeah, they are killing off, or killing, like, attacking units. They're killing off Overlords. Look, they're going to get 2 more in the main. This is actually really sick damage.
Oh, Overlord speed kicks in at the worst possible time. Just gets a little bit too late. Unfortunately, the Overlord's not going to split in time. But KuH building up a lot of units again. He's actually started to add some extra lings on. But Bonyth, it looks like he's just going to wait for his +1, wait for his Templar, and then he's going to go for a big push, I think. I mean, you can
check the kill count on these Corsairs. 1, 1, 1, and 4. Okay, so 7 total. I think the ones that died did have quite a few kills. But here comes the big push. This is going to be, I guess, the 3rd or 4th version, whatever, of this all-in. But there is Storm out for these High Templar. We'll see how good it is, if it's good enough to deal with these lurkers. And oh, he actually storms his own Corsairs and kills 2 of them.
Yeah, that's a big deal, but that's a nice Storm on top of the Overlords, on top of the Hydras as well.
He's storming his own Corsairs. That's just like so strange to watch. But yeah, the Lurker Egg walk on the ramp means that, yeah, no Protoss units can get up there. That's such a sick play there by KuH, and it really is going to kill everything Bonyth has on the low ground.
Yeah, and these are the sort of plays he needs to make to come back in the game. Now, the Lurkers, they are uncontested now. There's no Observer. There's no more Templar, I don't think. Well, there is 2 here, but they do have Storm as well. So Bonyth, not too crazy. He is going to keep his stuff alive, but I mean, that Lurker Egg on the ramp was a really pip play.
Absolutely was. Beautifully done there by KuH. But he does still have a very difficult job left ahead of him, and that is to try to find some way to break into the natural. This 3rd, I hope Bonyth doesn't try to go for that, because it is absolutely donezo. But behind this, Bonyth has a lot of tech. He's got Kydarian Amulet, he's got Storm, and a bunch of High Templars up. He's about to have +2 ground weapons, I believe.
That's
yeah, +2 about halfway done. Yeah.
Yeah, but so Bonyth building up his units, that's all he really needs to do. KuH is trying to add on a lot of units. He looks like he wants to go for a bust here, or at least a contain. And I mean, with the units he has, he might be able to do it. I don't see an observatory just yet. Unless, oh yes I do, it's right there in front of me. I'm completely blind. But either way, we will have possibly a drop coming in here as well, which could do a lot of damage.
Absolutely could. Can't wait to see if this is like the absolute move that wins KuH the game, or maybe he loses everything and is donezo. But Bonyth stormed all of his Corsairs. He has 4 Corsairs right here. This job is an absolute failure, but as is, I think it's going to deal terrible damage, Kix.
Yeah, and he's going to get on top of the mineral line as well. There's so many probes there. There's a lot of lurkers in this as well. Does he get the shots? He doesn't get the probes, but he could get the Nexus. Now the trouble is, where he's dropped is a very stormable location. And there we go, there's the first of those storms.
Yeah, one very big storm coming through, but actually the High Templar are blocked out from being able to get in range of the Hydras, so it's actually a little bit more effective than it should have been. Finally, a storm does come out, but there's actually, oh yeah, there is the observer there. So the Nexus actually survives.
Yeah.
A few probes did go down, but the real victory is going to be at the third base, shutting this down with speedlings.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty big deal. Now, obviously, Bonyth pulled all of his units back to really defend against that. And with this third going down, it's going to give KuH a little bit of an advantage for the first time after, like, the very weird opening he did. But still, Bonyth having very, very good trades with his units. KuH actually opting to kill the pylon and try and take out the Zealots. A bit of a questionable decision, but it looks like he's going to aim for another big drop. Oh, but could this be mistimed? We actually see Bonyth going out on the map now. This could be a double-edged sword. If this drop goes in, obviously there's a lot less units back to defend. There's no sunken colonies. There's nothing like that to defend now. The Zerglings are going to see this, but the trouble is, with all of Bonyth's units out in the middle of the map, what does he have back home to defend? He's at least going to lose this Nexus, I would say. But is he going to kill KuH in the process?
He is going to lose quite a bit, but actually the defense is pretty good. Kicks in the main, these Zealots are just killing everything. Plus 2 Zealots, Hydras are not going to survive that. And wow, so Bonyth actually holds remarkably in his own base and is going to deal incredible damage. Look at those storms, they're so good.
Yeah, amazing storms there. I mean, Lurker's well spread behind this, but this is a lot of damage for KuH to be taking. He doesn't have the production to really rebuild his army. He's thrown away a lot of Overlords once again. Looks like he pulled some of his Overlords away, but he's just dropping Lings into 2/2 Zealots, and that's not working out. The storms are just incredible from Bonyth.
Actually didn't need the last storm, it was a little bit of a waste, but just, yeah, a lot of damage being done. Now he is attacking into 3 hatcheries, so obviously a lot of Zerg is going to spawn from that, but his forces are actually holding pretty strong right now. He's out of Zealots, and so eventually the Cracklings will clear out the Dragoons. But as long as he makes it back without losing, like, maybe his observers, I guess the High Templar is going to die. But this is just a great spot for Bonyth to be in. Third base is up.
Yeah, the Cracklings haven't actually finished yet, by the way. He's only about halfway done on that, but still, that was a great engagement in the end by KuH. He threw away a lot to do it, though. He lost a lot of drones. And Bonyth is in a very strong position now. He's got +2 attack, +3 attack just starting up, so a little bit late on that by Bonyth, which is a little bit uncharacteristic. But we can see that characteristic Bonyth aggression coming into play and really trying to put the hurt on, knowing the fact he's damaged the Zerg a lot, and that's a great storm once again.
This is so clutch. If KuH wins this game, then red are tied up, right? It goes to an ace match, and that's just so epic. But if Bonyth wins, then Net Wars will take a 3-2 victory and advance on to the finals. So a lot on the line right now, and I think it's tipping in Bonyth's favor. Fourth base being attempted by KuH at the 3 o'clock location, but I don't know if realistically that's going to come into play.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying his best to hold on, but he's up against 4 High Templar that have all survived, so that's going to be another 4 storms at least coming into this. Now, it looks like KuH wants to try and take on that base again, but unlike last time, Bonyth's prepared. He has the cannons there. Now, Cracklings have finished, but there's going to be no Defilers for at least a short period. If he really has the money to go for them. I'm not even sure if he's got the tech. No, he doesn't. So KuH is going to be relying a lot on these Cracklings, and Storm is the perfect counter to those.
They are. Storm is out, and will it be in place in time? Now, last time, these big drops dropped on top of units that were there to defend in the main. But Bonyth doesn't have any units in his main anymore, and so these drops could absolutely be super effective. And, you know, there's no warp-in like in StarCraft 2. Can you imagine having that mechanic? Protoss just like, oh, I just need a bunch of units here. There they are. But the counterattack could also be equally as deadly by Bonyth.
Yeah, now, the good thing is for KuH, he does have a contingent of Lurkers at the top of this ramp. Gonna make it a little bit harder to break in, but there is a DT in here which can do a lot of damage. But here we go, we see the Lings breaking in to this base. Now, Cracklings kill buildings incredibly fast. They chew on buildings faster than they chew on units. He's gonna try and cancel this +3 attack, but he hasn't killed anything just yet.
Wait, do they chew on buildings faster than they chew on units?
No, that was more like they just eat them so quickly because they die. So.
Well, I was gonna say, like, do they have a faster building attack? What? Have I just never learned about that in Bruce?
No. It was just a bad analogy, but
it was an elaborate trolley from my man Kix. But yeah, there's a lot of damage being done, and crucially enough, Bonyth is pulling back.
Yeah, he's pulling back, and KuH, that's exactly what he needs. This drop did everything it needed to do. It took out most of the tech, didn't get the Citadel, so we are going to be able to see Bonyth go for a Templar Archives again right away, but he's not too worried about that. He has the support bay now, and he is going to start adding on Reavers, but the trouble is he's down to one base. His gas at his natural's mining, his gas at his main is still mining, but he is very, very low on minerals. And that's one thing KuH isn't really hurting for at the moment. This is a... Once again, we've gone from Cryok versus Zero here to another insane game.
Damn. Such a sick day of STPL. By far. If you guys are tuning in, yeah, you picked a good night. So this is really sick to watch. So a couple of things are going to happen right now. Fourth bases are coming up for both players. It's a little bit more valuable for Bonyth than it is for KuH because KuH's mined out a lot more on his 3 bases than Bonyth has. I believe that's correct. But the DT is shutting down the 4th base at the 3 o'clock location for KuH, and that is really the biggest hit that he could take at this point.
The Doom drop in the main again. All of the gateways are completely undefended, and this is the heartland of the Protoss production here. He doesn't have another main, he doesn't have a place he can rebuild, and if he loses all of his production, he's not going to be able to rebuild his army.
Okay, now Shuttle is coming back, but there's nothing in it. Zealots are dealing with the Lings pretty well, and the Archon actually takes out two Lurkers at the exact same time. That was dope. So in the end, I think this will get cleaned up. Actually, there's a couple of Lurkers that are still dealing a ton of damage, but the Nexus is still alive. Not that that really matters. The Gateway count, though, they're only powered by 1 pylon.
There was a drop of Zealots over here. I think there's going to be a Storm drop. It's actually a Storm drop and a Reaver, but we see KuH pulling away his drones immediately. He doesn't want to fall for this, but how many kills did that Reaver get while I wasn't looking? That is something I'm worried about.
Yeah, it's not even that the Reaver got a ton of kills, because it is going to keep getting more kills.
Oh no!
Oh no! No!
Oh, what a Scarab! Oh, 10 kills on that Reaver with that first Scarab. That was most of KuH's drones, actually. But here we go.
The DT at the 3 o'clock base also had like 14 kills, so that was pretty bad as well. So really, really sick economic harass. Now, you know, KuH's going to kill off a bunch of probes as they main over here, but actually he won't with the Archons. Yeah, wow.
He needs to go into the base, so I don't think he realizes there's not actually that much defense now. The Zealot's going to come back in here to defend, but this is going to be a lot of dead Protoss probes if he's not careful. Now, obviously that Reaver doing a lot of damage. This High Templar still alive with a couple of storms. But KuH is in a good position again. Although he is down in supply now, but there's a lot of Protoss supply in probes right now.
Absolutely, as it kicks the probes are doing their job though, so they are mining as they are wont to do. But there's realistically only 2 bases for Bonyth, maybe even 1.5 if you count how mined out the 3rd base is. So you know, this is just a crazy game because it's, even though there's 4 bases up for both players, it's still very low econ.
Yeah, we see KuH with very few drones mining anywhere. He actually transferred a lot from the 3 o'clock base back to his natural. I mean, if you look, all of his drones are this natural right now. He's got maximum 15 drones, I would say, at this point in time. And that is insane. That single Reaver Scarab decimated the Zerg economy. And here we go, he's taking out the main again with another drop.
Man, just build a cannon in your main, man. There's a very kind of famous StarCraft 2 game that happened just hours ago today, where a player just kept dropping their opponent in exactly the same construction. And now I watch that and I get this chance to see the same thing happening right now. Just dropping the main from a vulnerable location that, you know, Bonyth refuses to defend with static defense. If you build 3 cannons right there, you'll never have to worry about that again. Realistically, I mean, maybe 4 or 5, I don't know what the number is, but just put something there to defend. There's another Doom drop coming in.
Yeah, is this a mistake though? KuH can't afford to keep throwing these units away, and Archon's very, very powerful.
Is there an observer? Yes, there is. The Zealots are running through, kind of splitting the spines up, and yeah, all these lurkers will die, I believe. Yeah, there they go. So, cleaning it up. Okay, well, maybe you don't need those cannons, but this is still a lot to invest in. What?
Some reinforcing Hydras come in at the very end there, a little bit too late, couldn't take out the Observer. Imagine if they were there with the army, took out the Observers immediately, and that could have been a different story, but that's Bonyth's army. But, I mean, Bonyth has 2 Archons and 3 Zealots going over to this 3 o'clock base.
He will kill off the 3 o'clock base, but yeah, Bonyth just doesn't have anything. Most of his Zealots are on hold position in his 3rd base's mineral line. So, yeah, maybe you could use a few of those. Maybe pull some of those guys down to help out.
Yeah, but Bonyth killed a lot of drones again. He actually dropped, I think, the Reaver again, or at least the Templar. He killed a few of the units. 3 o'clock base has gone down. We see Bonyth relying on entirely 1 base worth of minerals, so this is everything he has. The game, I would say, has reset now. We're actually going back to the very beginning, much like we will do at the beginning of round 3, which will start in a few weeks. But we see another Doom Drop coming in from KuH, but he doesn't have that many units anymore. This is do or die for him.
Certainly is, Kix. I will see, who is the player that does and who is the one that dies. Crackling dropped in the main. I mean, that's just going to clear out everything. And realistically, yeah, Bonyth can't keep dedicating forces to clearing this up. So I think the main is just dead. And this is quite a few, what is it, gateways to lose. Now, yeah, he has a Reaver, but that's really slow, and the Zerglings are still killing off everything. This is just a lot of damage to see KuH do, but he's not mining anymore, right? So this is it.
But Bonyth has got no units. This is it.
Bonyth... Yeah, he does. He has 4 Archons and a Reaver.
Oh, okay, but they're stuck. They're not going in, but there's a big drop going into a 12 o'clock base now. Now, there's a lot of cannons there. I don't think there's a Defiler. But he's lost most of production. He's mining just off of 1 base. Now, the trouble is KuH is incredibly low on drones, so KuH is still all in. But here is the big
It's not even that he's low on drones. He has no minerals.
Yeah.
Like to mine from.
Oh my god, that's a big storm. Oh no, the Doom Drop is getting taken out by a storm. What a great moment.
That's it. GG. KuH taps out. Bonyth wins game number 4, and with that, gives Net Wars the 3-1 victory and sends them on to the STPL Round 2 finals.
Yeah, they are indeed. Now, of course, this isn't the end of the journey for Red. They are going to be heading into our playoff 3rd place and 4th place match, which will be on next Wednesday, actually. So they're going to be beating the... trying to think of all my words. I've forgotten all my words now. But basically, they're going to be moving on to that 3rd place, 4th place match, and we're going to have Net Wars in the playoff finals. They didn't make it to the playoff finals in the 1st round, but here they are again. They've made it. Bonyth taking an incredible victory there over KuH is going to give them the win over Red. The unbeaten team is finally beaten.
Yeah, wow, and what a way to have it happen here, right when it really matters the most. You know, all your wins before this only matter because of this, the semifinal match, and it's not enough. Red gets taken out by a very strong Net Wars team, and really with DeWalt and Bonyth kind of carrying the team on their back there at the end. What a performance. Honorable mention, of course, to KuH, who just monstered through for his team in the face of annihilation. He kept them alive, and it was a little bit sad to kind of watch Cadenzi kind of struggle with a lot of latency and unfamiliarity there, which absolutely could have given Red the 2nd win and then brought them to an ace match. A lot of things could have been different, but this is the way that it wound up, and just really impressive performance by Net Wars all season long, and then here in the semifinals to go on to the grand finals.
Yep, and just to recap what we've seen today, let's have a look. We're going to have that 3-1 victory there for Net Wars. KuH get taken down red, blue, green in a fairly standard, little bit of a one-sided TVT there, but Yeti taking down Cadenzi in arguably at the moment not really too much of an upset if you just take the SCPL stats into account. A little bit of latency problems, as you did just mention. But this is a global tournament. There's players from everywhere. We've got Korean teams, American teams, South American teams, a Polish team, as you see today, European teams as well, like Red. Now, obviously, KuH took down Zero to keep the hope alive, really, for Red, but didn't quite manage to pull it off in the end, as Bonyth took down KuH in a very nail-biting finale.
Yeah, what those last two games as well, KuH 0 and then KuH Bonyth. What on earth? That's so epic. They're like 50-minute slugfests. Oh my god! And even though KuH was going for a very aggressive style on that last map, his drops just kept doing so much damage. In the end, he lost his 3 o'clock base. But anyway, congratulations to Net Wars. They advanced on to the finals. And I can't actually wait for our second semifinal match between Seoul and White to see which. I called Seoul a Korean team, but whatever their makeup actually is. Both Seoul and White have monsters of Brood War on their side. Depending on which, members White clan wants to bring out. I mean, Mind and Best are on that
and
clan.
Shuttle as well.
Yeah, Shuttle's there, but then also, Seoul has guys like Miso who could come out as well now that he's, unfortunately, spoiler alert, not in ASL anymore. But yeah, very, very impressive performance by all of our semifinal teams. And I can't wait to find out who the second team is to advance to the grand finals.
Yeah, so to find that out, guys, you will have to tune in on Friday at the same time, same place. Going to be joined by me and Rapid once again. That's going to be Seoul Gaming versus White Clan, and that should be a fairly epic series. They did meet last season, but Seoul didn't make it to the playoffs before. IRK took them down. But here they are in the playoffs. They're going to look to put on a bit of a show here against White. Can they make it? Or are White, the winners of round 1, gonna make their way to the round 2 finals? We'll have to find out on Friday. So huge thank you to everybody who's tuned in. I know Blizzard did tweet about the event today, so huge shout out and thanks to Blizzard. That did mean a hell of a lot to me, so thank you very much. If you enjoyed the show, do hit that follow button. Also follow Rapid on Twitch as well. I think you're Rapid Casting on Twitch, right?
On Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, everywhere out there.
Yeah, that's everywhere. The Faster Caster. Thank you once again, Rapid, for joining me for yet another epic day of STPL.
Yeah, anytime, Kicks. Thanks for having me. I cannot wait for the semifinals.
Yep, should be great. So we'll see you guys on Friday. Have a good evening, morning, afternoon. I think this is weekend, but we're only on Wednesday. I'm a little bit optimistic. And see you guys then. So, ciao.